Okay, so I just said in my last video that I was going to be a glutton for punishment and do the way I feel about the different aspects of the Morrigan in this video. So just flat out, before I even start, I don't particularly split the Morrigan up in the way that some do. That I believe that, yeah, she can be Babe, yeah, she can be Maka, yeah, she can be whoever the hell she wants. She can be you, me, or a pumpkin on Halloween if she wants, because that's just how I feel about her. And I feel that she takes on forms in story, possibly in meditation and in, you know, art for people to help them realize something about themselves, their lives, the future, whatever. The way she appears to me is almost always the same, with the exception of a few times of like an animal kind of dream when I knew it was her, but obviously the animal did not speak, so that was not something that I, you know, consider to be, you know, like another form. So I guess the main ones that people usually say would be Maka, Babe, or Bav, and the Morrigan. I know there are others that take it to Anu, and I know there's some, I just finished that Morpheus Ravina Book of the Great Queen, and I swear there's like 15 different either people, goddesses, fictional characters, from even like the King Arthur legends and stuff like that, that people associate with the Morrigan. Not saying that she associates them with the Morrigan. That's just in her research to come up with this book. That's the way, that's stuff that she found out. Like I said, I work with just the Morrigan. The Morrigan, all 3, all 6, all 15, whatever. They're all just her using a different guise to either help, kick in the ass, or defeat, or whatever she is doing at that particular time. I've talked before, I think in, in a video that I talk about how she appears to me. It's very battle garb, I would say. She has a big scar from here to here, which I find odd when I read about the way people describe their goddesses, that more don't describe them as having any kind of injury, because so often our deities are in battle with us. They're in battle with their other followers. They're in actual battles from history and mythology, and it would stand to reason that they would have a scar, or 2 or 3 or 4 or 9 or 100 or all, or burned, or have some kind of defect. Not defect necessarily, but like a battle scar, in that I'm going to keep this scar, not the one you try to get rid of with cocoa butter. So like I said, she has a scar from, it looks like it comes from around her neck, and it comes down underneath of, like, almost like it would go underneath of her right breast. And that is there. She's wearing a lot of leather, but like very battle worn looking leather. There are belts, there are weaves, there's some chains in different places. Most notably, some that hang from here to here that kind of mimic the scar, which that has to have some kind of symbolism from left shoulder to right like breast area. But I can't put my brain, I can't wrap my brain around it enough, maybe because it goes past the heart. I don't know. But her hair is long and dark black, just like raven black with the bluish and the purplish kind of hue to it. It's not shiny and magical and like a shampoo ad. It's not like that. There's a bit of it that seems a bit dreaded. She also is kind of fuzzy on top, like she's been out in the mist and the smoke and the, you know, sweating and war. There are trinkets in it, like maybe a bead on a piece that might be like dreaded. It's kind of parted in the middle. She's wearing a head piece of some kind. It's not big and up and out there, but it's just kind of very simple, like a very simple, like silver colored kind of band around the, right below her hairline that wraps around. No symbols, no jewels, nothing like that. She has tattoos all down her arms, on both sides. They are the blue woad variety. If you've seen the movie King Arthur with, I'm sorry if you hear like lawnmowers, they're cutting the grass out here at work, and I can't do anything about it. So she has the blue woad, all of the symbols, the bands. There's a few black, like little dots in between. Her skirt is something like a tartan. It has kind of a muddy black, red, purple, and white plaid kind of design. I've tried to find something like that online, but searching for tartans and then putting the colors in, it does not work. You have to literally sit and find a page that has all the tartans that you can imagine and then find it. And then it's $1 million to get it shipped to you from the Isles. So I have yet to find this something that looks like that Morrigan tartan to me. She's a large belt with a huge sword. The sword is all silver. It has almost like, and I know this is going to sound ridiculous, but this is before I ever started watching Game of Thrones. It has almost like a wolf carved into the end of it, like Jon Snow's from Game of Thrones. Like the Stark wolf, but it's not that. It's kind of like that. She has like your regular like big battle kind of boot on, and the only reason I can see the boots under the long skirt is because in a few meditations and dreams that I've had where she's come to me, she puts her foot up on a rock so I can see the boots. And I think that's very telling because if I have one pair of black boots, I have 10 pairs of black boots, all the way from short to pirate to up to the knee to chunky to combat looking to all this stuff. So she has on black, like regular, like war looking kind of boot. Very medieval looking. I don't know. She carries a shield. I can't see what's on the shield because she holds it in such a way that I can see the inside, like where her wrist would go on the inside, and it's kind of facing back. It's a round shield. It's metal. I don't know what's on the front. Maybe someday I'll get to see what's on the front. I really hope so because I'm so intrigued by it. I'm also very intrigued by weaponry of all kinds. One of the videos I'll probably make over the weekend when I have time is showing you some of my swords and stuff in my areas that are not part of my witchy room, but the rest of my house kind of still reflects a little bit of my battle aspect. So that is how she physically comes to me. She does not come to me in a crone or hag form. She does not come to me in a beautiful red-haired maiden form. But it's not that I don't buy that those are her when other people see her that way. That's just not how she shows herself to me, because I think she knows that I would be like, ugh, come on. And she needs to hit me where it hurts, where it hits, not hurts, but where she needs to hit me where it hits home. And so that's why she comes to me in that type of fashion. And I'm sure there are other knives and various other things hidden on her. So as far as the Babe, Maca, Anu, Morrigan, whatever, to me, they're all the Morrigan. And to me, I'm the Morrigan. And to me, you're the Morrigan. And to me, you know, you could show up, she could show up in you or me or anyone at any time just to help out, just to guide. And the fact that people need to break her up, I get it. She is a big goddess. She is forceful. She is not a kissy face goddess. I mean, she's there for you when you need her for that, but she doesn't come at you with that. She expects you to take life by the balls. I mean, she called me a motherfucker. And she called me, she said, you know, I'm going to do another video about real talk with Morrigan. But the way she comes to me, the way she comes at me, the language that she uses, it's strong language. It's not, now honey, now lovey, now dear, now sweetie, now honey, not my child. It's not that kind of talk to me. She's a big goddess, and I understand the need for people to feel like they got to break her down into pieces. Maybe it's, I don't want to say digestible pieces, but like understandable pieces. But I like to see the forest and the trees, so to speak. To me, she's the whole forest. And I need to be able to take in her vastness while also understanding that she can play another role if needed. She's the whole army and one soldier to me at the same time. So I do not have separate altars. I do not celebrate separate days for Maka, Anu, Nemain, or Nemain, or however you say it, or Bav. I know the stories. I've read the stories. I've read the interpretations of the stories. And I've read all of the everything of the everything. Well, not everything, because I still have a few books to read. But I do kind of like to take her all in at once. And maybe that's my personality as well, because I've been told I have a big personality. I've been told that I'm too aggressive for female. I was told by my own father when I was young that I was too much person for someone to ever want to like be around all the time, as in marry, or, you know, be in a long-term relationship with. And I was so like, and that's been told to me several times over the course of my life, by a former boss, by a former boyfriend, by my current husband. He's also told me that I'm just too much sometimes, and that I should dial it back. What he was specifically referring to is my use of big words. But that's how I think sometimes. Sorry. I try not to do it on here just because I want everyone to be able to get into, you know, what I'm talking about. And I'm not saying that everybody out in the YouTube universe is dumb, but I expect that there's going to be some young witches that are watching this. And I don't want to use big, ridiculous words and have them be like, can't watch that. But you know what? I know these words because I read a lot. I know these words because I went to college for a very, very, very long time to get the degrees that I have. And but I also can get down and dirty and use the single syllables and the 4-letter words and whatever else that people want me to do, or that I want to do myself. So I understand people wanting to break the Morrigan into pieces that are understandable and digestible, but I can't do that. I have to accept the wholeness. Because if I don't accept her wholeness, then how am I supposed to accept my own? And, you know, kind of beat back the haters or the questioners that say you're too much person. Because I don't accept that I'm too much person. Just like I would not accept if someone said I was not enough of a person. It's like telling someone they're not good enough, or they're too good, and that the too good is not okay. I don't know. That's just a ramble about that. But as another, like I said, I'm probably going to get a little bit of crap for this because this is not how many Morrigan followers work. But I still listen to all of the awesome Babe and Maka and Anu meditations that people do. Eric Silvermoon did a couple that I really love, and they're in my my own little playlist that I created of meditations I like. None of mine are in there right now because I haven't done any, but on tape anyway. I enjoy them, and I like the story. I like hearing the stories that people come up with in and for their meditations, and I will continue to listen to them. But just for me, in my own brain, I see the Morrigan as the whole, and I don't like to break her down like I've been broken down. Ooh, that was right in the heart. Anyway, all right, on to the next.